Now, the announcement yesterday of the PGA Tour merging with the Saudi-backed LIV Tour, it shocked the sports world and left fans, media, players in disbelief. So why? Why would this happen? Great to be joined by Associate Professor of Sports Management at Brock University, which I am a proud alum of, Michael Naraine, over Skype this morning. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was shocked. I'm sure you're shocked. Why would the PGA Tour do this?
Yeah, it's a good question. And, over the last year, we've seen a lot of back and forth between the two sides. I mean, ultimately, what it comes down to is money. And, it's the old saying, I think there's a great rap song, cash rules everything around me. And I think this is really what this boils down to. At the end of the day, LIV and the PGA Tour were in litigation in the United States, and the PGA Tour's antitrust exemption as a nonprofit would have been in jeopardy if not for this merger. And we've seen professional sport mergers or elite sport mergers over time, whether it was the NFL and the AFL, whether it was the NBA and the ABA. We've seen these types of things, maybe not in the last 10, 20 years, but certainly over the last 30, 40, well, I guess if we really want to play that card, the National Lacrosse League or the Major League Lacrosse League and the Premier Lacrosse League have merged. So there have been track records of this happening. We just haven't seen it on this scale.
So sports washing, this is a term that is really becoming popular where certain countries like to spend money on various entities, specifically sports, is it kind of cleaning their money? How would you describe sports washing?
Yeah, I wouldn't say cleaning, but it's sort of wiping over their atrocities, right? And so a great example of this is Russia. Not a lot of people were blinking an eye or batting an eye about, the Soviet Union in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, when, Russia started to embark upon this sport washing of, we're going to host the FIFA Men's World Cup, we're going to host the Olympic Games. China has done something similar. 2008 in Beijing was their coming out party. And of course, they had the Winter Olympic Games just recently in 2022 and sort of post-COVID Olympics. And, the Saudis and the Middle East are also embarking upon this as well. Whether you think about environmental degradation with the pumping of oil in the Middle East, or just their human rights violations, atrocities, how they treat journalists, all these sorts of social issues. So sport, whether it's owning teams, whether it's bringing even things like the WWE to Saudi Arabia, to the kingdom, F1, buying a Grand Prix and bringing it over and making it a marquee event. And now we see, this opportunity here with the LIV Golf Tour, bringing over major stars at the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. And we'll also see this, Tim, going forward with Saudi Arabia. They're not going to stop. I wouldn't be surprised to hear Saudi Arabia bid for the Summer Olympic Games 2036 or even 2040 at this rate.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is something. And listen, there's a lot of details that we don't even know with this deal yet. We'll continue to watch that. We're also going to watch Rory McIlroy and his thoughts today because the PGA is in Canada. They're in Toronto at the RBC Canadian Open. We've run out of time, but Michael Naraine from the Sports Management at the Brock University, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Anytime, Tim. Thanks so much.
Cheers.